Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi is meeting with US lawmakers, including a rabid anti-India Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and his comments on the plight of Sikhs in India has the ruling BJP on the war path. The BJP has accused Rahul Gandhi of not acting childishly but dangerously. The Congress, of course, has jumped to Rahul Gandhi's defense, and that's our top focus story on this special show.
Rahul triggers war from abroad.
If you get 95, 97%, you can go into any medical.
Meets India hater Ilhan Omar. Spews India against Sikhs claim. Terrorist Pannu endorses Rahul. Mission disrupt or dangerous? That is the big focus on NewsTrack.
Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi's comments in the United States of America and his meetings with a group of US lawmakers that included a rabidly anti-Indian Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has stirred a hornet's nest in India. The BJP has come out all guns blazing, attacking Rahul Gandhi for acting not childishly but dangerously. BJP claims he is doing what anti-India elements would love. With Rahul Gandhi's comments being echoed by Khalistan terror backers like Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, the BJP accused the Congress of openly working with those against India, a charge that the Congress has strongly denied, jumping to Rahul Gandhi's defense. Take a look.
Congress leader and leader of the opposition Rahul Gandhi's trip to the US has sparked a firestorm back home for the third day in a row. Rahul Gandhi met US lawmakers, including Ilhan Omar, during his visit to Washington, D.C. Ilhan Omar, a Somali American known for her anti-India stance and remarks, is the US representative for Minnesota's 5th District. She's known for her frequent anti-India tirades and support of anti-India moves within the US political system. Ilhan Omar had slammed India for the abolition of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir and had visited Pakistan-occupied Kashmir as well. She also boycotted Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech to the US Congress. Ilhan Omar had backed the Canadian probe into allegations of the Indian government's alleged role in the killing of Khalistani separatist terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The BJP's big guns, including Home Minister Amit Shah, have rained fire on Rahul Gandhi for meeting Ilhan Omar, describing the leader of the opposition as anti-India.
It almost seems as if he goes abroad to criticize all Indians and his motherland. I condemn the kind of statements and the people whom he is meeting during his foreign trips. On the one hand, he meets Miss Omar, who is a known anti-India propagandist.
The Congress has hit back at the BJP, calling its statement motivated.
अब इल्हान ओमर सबको रट गया। इल्हान ओमर एक समूह में, अलग-अलग राजनेताओं के एक समूह में राहुल गांधी से मिली। अगर इन्हें इतनी ही आपत्ति है तो भाजपा तो यहाँ की सत्तारूढ़ दल है। आज समन करें अमेरिका के राजदूत को, आज चिट्ठी लिखें स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट को और अपनी आपत्ति दर्ज कराएं।
Earlier, Rahul Gandhi had sparked controversy with his claim on the Sikh community's struggles in India.
The fight is about whether he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear his turban in India. Or he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear a kada in India. Or he, as a Sikh, is going to be able to go to Gurdwara. That's what the fight is about.
Now Khalistani terrorist Gurpatwant Singh Pannu has supported Rahul's statements, calling them bold and factually grounded. Even Sikhs for Justice, a banned organization, has issued a statement hailing Rahul Gandhi's words. The BJP has warned that Rahul is setting a dangerous narrative.
वो जिम्मेदारी मिलने के बावजूद भी गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान ही देंगे। वो सुर्खियों में बने रहने के लिए अफवाहें फैलाने का, झूठ बोलने का काम करते ही रहेंगे। और राहुल गांधी जी, मेरे साथ कितने सिख भाई बहन खड़े हैं, किसी को पगड़ी पहनने पे कोई रोक नहीं, किसी को गुरुद्वारे जाने पे कोई रोक नहीं।
Rahul's visit to the US has triggered controversy for multiple reasons, including slamming the Modi government, meeting Pak sympathizer Ilhan Omar, and now an endorsement by Khalistani terrorist Pannu. With Rahul Gautam in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
In fact, Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi's comments on reservations in India has also led to an open slanging match between the ruling and the principal opposition party. Though after the fireworks, Rahul Gandhi issued a clarification saying he was not talking about removal of reservation. The BJP, including Union Home Minister Amit Shah, attacked Rahul Gandhi's comments on the removal of reservation. Amit Shah insisted as long as the BJP is there, there is no question of anyone touching reservations. We get you more in this report.
Rahul Gandhi's US visit continues to be in the eye of the storm. And it's his comments on reservation that triggered a massive political meltdown in India.
We will think of scrapping reservations when India is a fair place. And India is not a fair place. Now, that creates a problem. Because there are many people who come from the upper castes, right, who say, look, what have we done wrong?
Day after this declaration in Virginia, the Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha issued a clarification at another interaction in Washington, D.C.
I don't see it as a mandal versus kamandal issue. And what we're saying is different than the idea of only reservations. What we're saying is we want a comprehensive understanding first of what's going on, and then we're going to apply a series of policies to correct it, reservation being one of them. Somebody misquoted me yesterday saying that I'm against reservations. I've been saying again and again and again, we're going to increase reservations beyond 50%, and I'm not against reservations.
But political fireworks are already exploding. Home Minister Amit Shah came out all guns blazing at the Congress MP, saying that by speaking about abolishing reservations in the country, Rahul Gandhi has once again brought the Congress's anti-reservation face to the forefront. Shah also declared that as long as BJP is there, no one can abolish reservation in India.
राहुल गांधी जी की गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयानबाजी देश और विदेश में स्पष्ट तौर पर दिखाती है कि आज भी वो जिम्मेदारी मिलने के बावजूद भी गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान ही देंगे।
राहुल गांधी जब भी विदेश जाएंगे तो भारत का अपमान करेंगे। क्या कह दिया आप देखिए, आरक्षण समाप्त कर देंगे, कभी नहीं होगा। राहुल गांधी जान ले आप।
राहुल गांधी यहाँ तो संविधान बचाने की बात करते हैं और वहां जाकर आरक्षण समाप्त करने की बात करते हैं। कभी भी कांग्रेस ने भारत रत्न डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर जी का और संविधान का सम्मान नहीं किया। ये जो वक्तव्य सामने आया है, इससे इनका असली चेहरा सामने आया।
Caste consensus and reservation have been one of the main political issues of the Congress and its allies since the run-up to the 2024 elections. India partners have come out in Rahul Gandhi's support.
बीजेपी जो है अफवाह पार्टी है। बीजेपी का मतलब ही है बड़का झूठा पार्टी। ये केवल जनता को झूठ बोल करके भ्रमित करके अपनी राजनीति को सेकने का काम करते हैं। राहुल गांधी कई बार कह चुके हैं कि वो जातीय जनगणना कराएंगे, आरक्षण को खत्म नहीं होने देंगे, और जो लोग आरोप लगा रहे हैं वो तो संविधान विरोधी लोग हैं।
At home and abroad, caste and quota continue to be a raging debate. Bureau Report, India Today.
In fact, Union Minister Giriraj Singh has gone a step ahead, accusing Rahul Gandhi of standing with anti-India forces both in India and when overseas. The Congress has hit right back, saying Ilhan Omar was part of a delegation of lawmakers who came and met Rahul Gandhi at the Rayburn House. It included other lawmakers like Raja Krishnamurthy or Ro Khanna. But the question we're asking, should details of that conversation with lawmakers, and especially what Ilhan Omar said or what Rahul Gandhi said to Ilhan Omar, should those conversations be made public? Join me on the show, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Sanjay Jha, formerly with the Congress, joins us as a political analyst and commentator. Kamru Chaudhary joins us as a political analyst, and Abhijit Iyer Mitra is a senior fellow at the IPCS. But Sanjay Jha, I want to begin by asking you, sir. The BJP says Rahul Gandhi is not acting childishly. He's acting dangerously. The conversation between leader of opposition of India and a Pakistan-sponsored, rabidly anti-India congresswoman like Ilhan Omar. Should Rahul Gandhi and the Congress not give details about what that conversation was?
Gaurav, thanks for inviting me for the program. And if you give me uninterrupted time, I'll expose the double standards and the hypocrisy of the BJP and completely debunk what their propaganda factory is trying to do. Let me start. Firstly, this is the same political party. It's a conservative right-wing party, and it supports the Republicans in the United States. In fact, Mr. Modi became the first prime minister of any country to campaign for another head of state when he went with Ab Ki Baar Trump Sarkar, which was such a political and a diplomatic embarrassment for the country. Let's talk about Ms. Omar here. What she said, if that was said by Kamala Harris, would the BJP today apologize to Rahul Gandhi? Or would it break diplomatic relationship with America should Kamala Harris tomorrow become the president of the United States? Gaurav, let me give you 3 statements of Kamala Harris, who's a potential president of the United States of America on, number 1, Kashmir. On Kashmir, Kamala Harris is on record. I've got it here in front of me. People of Kashmir are not alone. We are watching. We are aware of the human rights violations, and America will consider an intervention if required. Kamala Harris, I want to ask the BJP spokesperson and Mr. Modi and the entire BJP spokespersons who are making a fool of themselves today, would you apologize then to Rahul Gandhi, or are you telling the people of India that India will break off from the United States if Kamala Harris becomes president? Kamala Harris, Gaurav, is on record to say she's anti-CAA. So is the BJP going to break?
So you're equating Kamala Harris and Ilhan Omar. You're saying Ilhan Omar, a rabidly anti-India, often seen as a radical Islamist who was sponsored by Pakistan government to go to POJK and spew venom against India, is the same as Kamala Harris. That's your point, sir.
I'm making a statement. The BJP says that she is anti-India. So I'm going to ask a question. They have accused the Congress of being anti-national for questioning CAA. That's what Kamala Harris has done. Kamala Harris has spoken against Article 370. Kamala Harris has talked about human rights violations. So is the BJP, is Mr. Modi, is Mr. Jaishankar, are they saying that India will break off diplomatic relationship with America should Kamala Harris become president?
Fair enough, sir. My question was on Ilhan Omar, but I gave you uninterrupted opening comments, sir. Sanju Verma, Congress says if what Ilhan Omar said and what Kamala Harris said, will the BJP break off ties with the United States of America?
You know, Gaurav, let's first be very clear. And of course, Mr. Jha spoke for about 3.5 minutes. I will need that amount of time uninterrupted as well, Gaurav. Thank you for having me on your show. First and foremost, you know, there's a famous कहावत in Hindi. बड़े बेआबरू होकर तेरे कूंचे से हम निकले, बहुत मेरे अरमान निकले, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ कम निकले. So the reason I'm reading out these few lines in Hindi is to tell Mr. Jha, who continues to be a suspended leader of the Congress. He said that, you know, most BJP spokespersons are making a fool of themselves, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to make this debate about Jha versus Sanju Verma. I simply have this to say to him. Rahul Gandhi, despite trying his level best for the 3rd time in a row in Lok Sabha elections 2024, the Congress was reduced to 100 seats. So if there's anyone who's a national embarrassment, anyone who's a global embarrassment, anyone who's a sociopath who continues to lie and peddle gibberish at international forums without any iota of dignity, it is Rahul Gandhi and his darbaris and retainers like Sanjay Jha. Now let me come to the moot point.
Yes, but no personal attacks,
I will certainly address, Gaurav.
Yeah, no personal attacks to both my guests. With great respect. With great respect to both our guests. No personal attacks, please.
Now keep quiet.
Sir,
now please shut up.
Okay, only Sanju Verma, but my request to all our guests, no personal attacks. Please go on, ma'am.
Thank you. Gaurav, I didn't want to go that line. I didn't want to go that alley or that path. But Sanjay Jha always makes it a point to make it personal. So he needed to be shown the mirror. I will just say this to you, Gaurav. I'm saying, as the leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi has every right to criticize policies. He has every right to say he dislikes the BJP or dislikes the RSS or dislikes Narendra Modi or Amit Shah. That is well within the prerogative of what goes as freedom of speech or free expression. But when Rahul Gandhi goes in March 2023 and at an event in Cambridge says, I'm very concerned why the European Union and US are quiet when a large chunk of democracy is coming undone in India, that is an anti-national statement. When Rahul Gandhi 48 hours back says democracy is under attack in India and had the elections been fair, the BJP would not have even mustered 200 seats, thereby implying that the elections in India, wide Lok Sabha 2024, were illegal, unconstitutional, they were not fair, they were not free, and he's basically casting aspersions at the Election Commission.
Fair
and
enough.
I will just tell you this. Gaurav, bear with me for 20 seconds.
Okay, 20 seconds, but I'm giving equal time to both. Go on.
Can I just finish in 10 seconds? In 2021, Rahul Gandhi, a repeat and habitual offender, has the audacity to say at an event in Brown University, so what if Narendra Modi is winning elections? Even Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi used to win elections at one point. And this is the same Rahul Gandhi who in 2022 at an event in London said, Russia is doing something in Ukraine, and guess what? China is doing similar stuff in Ladakh. So basically, he is trying to insinuate that Ladakh to pura ka pura humne China ko de diya. This man is shameless. This man Rahul Gandhi is desperate.
Okay, ma'am, you've made your initial comments. Kamru Chaudhary, I want to come back to Ilhan Omar for a moment, because Ilhan Omar went on a Pakistan government-sponsored trip to Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, made certain comments about the situation, Article 370 and so on. She's seen as someone who's rabidly anti-India. She joined issues with Canada to try and put India in the dock on the Niger case. Is the meeting of our opposition of leader with such a lady be clarified? What was the conversation all about?
Yeah, Gaurav, as a news person, you are within your right to call a congressman, a congresswoman who is a lawmaker of the US as a rabid Islamist. That's up to your liberty to call anybody what you like. But then 60% of Indians who do not believe in the way Narendra Modi is running the country echoes the same thoughts that Ilhan Omar has prescribed, or rather written about India.
60% of India agrees with Ilhan Omar is what you're saying. How do you know that, sir?
Yeah, let me just. I was just reading a tweet by Ilhan Omar. You see what is the wrong in that from my thought process. I was struck most of all by its religious pluralism and democratic culture. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Jains, and Buddhists, different people living together under one democracy. The idea of Narendra Modi is not the idea I fell in love with. That is Ilhan Omar. And I also feel the same thing. The way the entire ecosystem is conspiring in India against religious intolerism in India right now, we are all seeing this is happening within front of our eyes. The way the government has brought in the Waqf bill, the way the government has brought in the CA, the way the farmers' protests have been vilified in India, the way the recently Assam laws are being enacted against a particular community, the way the ecosystem is talking about abolishing the...
Basically, you're saying you concur with Ilhan Omar and her thoughts even on Jammu and Kashmir and on Niger.
No, absolutely not.
No, because my question to you is very specific. Sir, my question to you, Kamru Chaudhary, is very specific. Ilhan Omar on Kashmir, you agree with her points of view. Ilhan Omar on Pannu and Niger, you agree with the points of view. And does the Congress party do the same, sir?
Wait, India is a one union, and I'm proud of my Indianness and our unity in diversity in India. But what Ilhan Omar thinks about Pakistan or what she thinks about Kashmir, I do not subscribe to it. You made an issue of Rahul Gandhi meeting Ilhan Omar in the US. That's why I made this comparison.
And my comparison was very specific to her views on Jammu and Kashmir and Niger and Pannu. Sir, you must hear my question. I am very clear in what I say. But let me bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Sir, there are several lawmakers.
I'll take 20 seconds.
Sir,
Just 20
go on,
seconds.
sir. Okay, go on,
Yeah.
Mr. Chaudhary.
Now, the basic point, Gaurav, out here is that I may not subscribe to all the views that Ilhan Omar has said out. But how come you vilify Rahul Gandhi on television on front of the entire India, that because he met a group of delegation from the US Congress, that he subscribes to an international idea? That's my objection.
Sir, that is what the BJP is saying, and that's exactly why I asked you to clarify your point of view to them.
Kamru Zaman is a radical Islamist. That's who he is.
I'm sorry, ma'am. My request is, like I requested earlier, no personal attacks on guests on this broadcast. But Abhijit Iyer Mitra, there were several lawmakers there, from Raja Krishnamurthy to Ro Khanna. Why then the issue just with Ilhan Omar, as Kamru Chaudhary so nicely pointed out, that she loves the plurality of India, that he 60% of India, according to him, subscribes to.
Listen, this is a woman who has supported Hamas. Today is the 11th of September. Her comment on the 11th of September was, some people did something, so what? This is right up there with Sam Pitroda's 1984, Hua to Hua. Both birds of a feather flock together. You see what's happening out here. This is a woman who has supported Erdogan's policy of destroying Syria, of using refugees as a weapon against Europe, of supporting Al-Qaeda and ISIS in Syria. She has openly supported Hamas and Hamas terror campaigns. Her visit to POK was sponsored by a NGO and a lobbying effort, a multi-million-dollar lobbying effort. All of this is documented, by the way. And guess who the person leading that NGO effort was? It's a chap called Lord, quote-unquote, Nazir Ahmad, a fellow who's a British member of parliament, who's been convicted of raping a boy and girl both under the age of 13. He is now in jail. This is the kind of garbage that our leader of the opposition is hanging out with in the US. Is this the kind of people you want to be seen with?
Let me...
Really?
Okay,
There's a sense of proportion. Just one quick point. This is not the equivalent of Kamala Harris. We need to have a sense of proportion. Kamala Harris has said nothing as rancid or rabid as Ilhan Omar has. Ilhan Omar is, Rahul meeting Ilhan Omar is like the leader of the opposition in the US coming and meeting Rashid Engineer. Let's be clear about this.
Okay, but Sanjay Jha, I want to move to the other part. Rahul Gandhi's comments on Sikhs in India. You endorse it? Do Sikhs in India have an issue with wearing a turban or a kada or visiting a gurdwara? Because the BJP says, one, this is blatantly untrue. Two, Rahul Gandhi is actually tarnishing India's image overseas with what the BJP says is absolute lies, sir. Which Sikh has a problem with wearing a turban or a kada in India?
Gaurav, you're a dear friend. When I came on your program, I requested your guest relations executive that I'm only going to come on your program if I'm not interrupted by a fellow panelist.
Sir, absolutely uninterrupted. Very little time, but go on, sir. You will not be interrupted. But on the point of Rahul Gandhi's comments on Sikhs.
Rahul Gandhi's comment yesterday has again been twisted by the BJP. Number one, Rahul Gandhi talked about what can happen if religious intolerance keeps rising. He did not say that people can't wear a kada or they can't go to a gurudwara. He said the kind of religious polarization that is happening in India, the overriding majoritarian sentiment could one day potentially, after the targeting of Hindus and to a lesser extent Christians, could even target the Sikhs. And can anybody deny that this vulgar, crude and cheap government called out brave farmers protesting on the streets as separatists and Khalistani terrorists? They should apologize to the people of India. But let me make one point to you, Gaurav, before you cut me off. Kamala Harris, the BJP has not answered. Kamala Harris said exactly the same thing what Ilhan Omar has said. She's anti-Article 370. She's anti-CAA. She's pro-Kashmiri, frankly, in terms of saying, I stand with the Kashmiri people. She was against the abrogation of Article 370. And do you know that famous example? When S. Jaishankar, our esteemed External Affairs Minister, refused to meet Pramila Jayapal, who is again a congresswoman, who moved a resolution on Kashmir. This is what comes, and Jaishankar refused to meet them. Jaishankar refused to meet the House Foreign Relations
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing in your view? Because in my view, if somebody is not very good with your country, you should actually put India first. But that's my point of view, and that's not important today. But Sanju Verma, since time, time is at a premium. Sanju Verma, Congress leaders say Rahul Gandhi, perhaps like you heard Sanjay Verma say that he was talking about what could happen in our country, and it's already happening in the case of hijab in some BJP ruled states. So, why is the BJP so upset? Go on, ma'am.
Gaurav, I'm not going to play the victim card like Sanjay Jha does, but he was alone on the screen and I want that privilege too. I don't want to be heckled by this suspended leader who's perpetually in animation. I have this to say. I never make it personal. He said this vulgar, crude and cheap government, referring to Narendra Modi. If there is one person who's vulgar, crude and cheap, it is Rahul Gandhi, who's also a sociopath. I say that because he lies with rabid impunity. But the main point is this, Gaurav. Rahul Gandhi has the audacity to say that Sikhs are not allowed to visit Gurudwara and wear kada and turban. I want to tell Rahul Gandhi, his father Rajiv Gandhi, after the 1984 anti-Sikh genocide, said, तो क्या हुआ जब एक बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती थोड़ी सी हिलती है. And Gaurav, you know this better than any of us, that it was in October 2014 that the Narendra Modi government instituted a SIT, thanks to which Sajjan Kumar was put behind bars. Sajjan Kumar, one of the key perpetrators of the anti-Sikh genocide, was mollycoddled by the Congress. Jagdish Titler has been mollycoddled for the longest time by the Congress dispensation. So let Sanjay Jha not sit here and wax eloquent about Sikhism, because we value Sikhs, we value Sikhism, but Sikhs are not represented by goons like Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And Ilhan Omar said, oh, I'm concerned about Hardeep Singh Nijjar's assassination by India. Oh, I'm concerned about the fact that, POK,
ma'am, I want to quickly bring in Kamru Chaudhary also and Abhijit Mitra, because the last 1 minute of this broadcast
being scuttled in Punjab.
Okay, Kamru Chaudhary, Sikhs and the BJP says they only had a problem when Congress was in power, whether it was the massacre in 1984 or Operation Blue Star. So where are Sikhs being targeted today?
No, Congress party has apologized for what happened in 1984. It's a genocide that should not have happened. There is no doubt about it. But you see, just last 2 years ago, when the farmers were sitting on the Singhu border, the same ecosystem of the Bharatiya Janata Party came out blazing and calling the Sikh brothers and sisters sitting on the border that Khalistan is. Come on, please. Come on, please.
I will not allow you to lie on national TV.
Come on, I can show you 10
examples. Only Kamru Chaudhary and then Abhijit.
The basic point out here, what Rahul Gandhi was trying to bring out that day, was about the religious intolerance. Or as my friend Sanjay Jha said, about the majoritarian culture that is being brought in India right now. That either you are subjugated, your rights are subdued, you live in India as a second-class citizen. It's always we, the majority, will rule over India. And if you want to stay in India, stay as we wish you to be staying in India.
Abhijit, Abhijit, I have the last 30 seconds now on the show. Is that what Rahul Gandhi, what he said, is that how it came out? Abhijit.
That is exactly not how it came out. He has been very systematic in the way he has been trying to play divide and rule in this country. He has learned from the best. He learned from the British. He studied there, obviously. So they've trained him up very well to do what they did. He's the true son of Lord Ripon and Lord Elgin and what have you. But, I just want you to see the picture. This is from 6 June 2021 at a farmer protest. Guess who this chap is?
Okay.
Who's this chap?
I will let our viewers, sir, you're absolutely right, but I will let our viewers take a final call on what is said. This politics will continue. We're taking no sides, but we wanted all sides to be heard by you, for you to firm up your view.